What is going on, everybody? We are going to continue our series breaking down NFL squads, where they were last year, their draft moving forward, what we think this year, and today we're going to stick with the NFC East team. We are going with the Washington Redskins. We've done the Giants. We've done the Cowboys. Now it's time to move on to the Redskins. Now, obviously, their biggest move this season can't go unnoticed. They get rid of Kirk Cousins. They bring in Alex Smith. Now, to do that, they sent them over, the Kansas City Chiefs, that is. They sent them over a third-round pick and the cornerback Fuller, and they pick up Alex Smith. Now, they signed him for a 4-year extension for $94 million and $71 million guaranteed. Now, this changes the whole complexity of their squad. Personally, I think Kirk Cousins brings a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Versatility. I think he can provide a little bit more with his legs. I think he's got more of a long ball. Because Alex Smith, especially in that system, he was very short pass. He did have that game that they should have won in the playoffs last year, but we can put some of that on Andy Reid, and we will get to that when we get to the Kansas City Chiefs. But, I'm not afraid of Alex Smith. I think he's a very systematic quarterback. It really is based off the system. And you do have Jay Gruden over there, so it will be interesting to see how it plays out, but I do believe that Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Alex Smith. But hey, maybe the change of scenery, maybe it's good for him. Maybe it will spark a different style of play, or over in the NFC East now, it's just different. You have a different head coach, a different system, so maybe it does spark a little bit of a spark for him. Maybe it's just something new. Sometimes a change of scenery really does do a difference for a player. Now, looking at what they did in the draft, they attacked the defensive side of the ball. First round pick, they pick a defensive tackle, Payne from Alabama. They pick a safety, another defensive back or defensive tackle, a linebacker, and a quarterback. They did pick in the third round an offensive tackle from Louisville and the running back from LSU in the second round. I think that was a great pick, a solid pick. He's going to be a real stud in this league if that offensive line helps him out. I really do think that was a solid pick. He was a beast at LSU. He played in the SEC. He's very solid. So it's going to be interesting to see how he comes out and plays for this Washington Redskins squad. Now, you have Doxson as a wide receiver. Paul Richardson as a wide receiver. Norman out in the cornerback position. I just don't know if they're going to have enough to compete with. I'm being biased, but let's be real. They are what they are. The Philadelphia Eagles. Are they going to be able to compete at the top of this NFC East? I just don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that they will be able to compete. I think they will be at the bottom half of this NFC East, but I keep mentioning this every episode, but I feel like it has to be discussed that in the NFC East there hasn't been a solid squad that just takes over and wins the division every single year. It is somebody different throughout the season, so you do have to bring that into effect. This team did finish 7-9 last season. Third in the NFC East, one above the New York Giants. Football is year to year. It's always different. And you can't forget that they've literally just picked up a whole different quarterback. You can't. It changes their whole entire squad. That is a position that changes the entire team to literally a whole different identity. So that has to factor in moving forward. Last season, though, looking at what they did have some solid wins. I mean, they went on the road. They beat Seattle, right? I mean, that's not an easy task to do. Now, this year, Seattle's a different squad and all that, but it's not an easy task. Looking at their schedule and what they have next season, I mean, obviously with their division, they're going to have to play the Eagles twice, the Giants twice, the Cowboys twice. I mean, just with those 6 games alone, I think that's going to be tough. I believe they even have the Jags on their roster, which is going to be tough. They travel out west and have some tough games. So, I keep breaking down what teams people are going to play. The Colts, I believe, are even in there. But at the end of the day, it's the NFL. I mean, is there really an easy schedule? Is there? So do I like what they're doing? I think it's a good change of pace. It's a good change of scenery for the Washington Redskins. It's not like they were very, very successful with Kirk Cousins. They weren't bad. I don't think they were a bad team, but they weren't getting the job done on what they wanted to do. They weren't getting to that next level. So maybe switching things up. Alex Smith, a change of pace. He's been a guy who's been around the playoffs. He's been around successful coaching, successful offensive strategies. So it'll be interesting to see. I just don't know if they have what it takes to be able to compete at the high level of this NFC East to, say, win the division. But we'll see what happens. With that being said, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.